Good evening, all. Epstein with your weekend edition of your Metal Market Wrap-Up, and I decided to do this tonight. It was too beautiful in Chicago to waste a day sitting in a studio and doing these, so now that I got to do my evening editions, I might as well do them tonight. And I'll rotate like that in the summer. Wintertime, I'm indoors, so, you know, it's like anything else. But this is Sunday, and this is the 23rd of June, 2024. The stock market, a mixed opening. You're already down in the Dow. You were up 5 minutes ago a little bit. You're about 3 points higher in the S&P and playing around here in the others. The gold is up $2, but the silver market's losing a little bit to it. The copper market giving up some of the late day gains off the lows that it made, and that's off the lows. The market still hasn't turned itself around. And the problem in copper has been lack of Chinese buying, if you had to say anything. It's not as though supply suddenly showed up. It didn't suddenly show up. But what has happened is the Chinese aren't buying, their real estate program isn't working. And until that happens, you need them to come because they are 50% of the market. Remember that. In the bonds and notes, we've sort of stalled right here as the market's just going, okay. And on the nat gas, as we saw last week, and I made mention, when you get this kind of heat event, you can't put something up with that type of bull news. You don't want to be long, and that's worked that way. The market peaked out earlier than this, and you're getting a little bit of a setback in all the energies. Obviously, the Israeli Houthi situation continues with the Houthis sinking more ships and the U.S. claiming they're sinking more of the unmanned drones that are coming at it. But there's plenty of damage that the Houthis are able to do. And, of course, the war between Israel and Hamas, there's no situation here that's going to get resolved, all right? Without Hamas agreeing to the Israeli terms, and who is the powerhouse? It's not them. And on the other side, the military and those dissenting against Netanyahu are absolutely right when they go, you can never defeat Hamas. How do you defeat an idea? You can beat soldiers up, but you can't beat an idea. So maybe this will get in somebody's noggin that there's got to be a better solution and a permanent one. But, you know, my whole lifetime there hasn't been. If you go to the Bible, there hasn't been, so who knows? When you and I look at the gold market, up and away, but does this look in any manner to you like a bearish situation when you look at a monthly chart? If it does, I don't know what you're looking at. Yes, it is down 0.28% for this month, but it hasn't gone anywhere. 0.28%? When you look at the weekly chart, you see more of a reaction, down 0.64%, but this is the first day of the week. You can see how the market is coming down. The support's the 18-week average. You can see the sideways action when we don't have anything on a chart. And you can see, and this is the beauty of it with the swing line, the lower highs, lower lows. So you're in a downtrend unless you get up and over 2385.10. Should the market break under 2290.5, you still have downside possibility to get to the 18-day average of 2290. Bigger support all the way down here, but I have my doubts that that's in play. As for the Bollinger Band, it's not in play because you have the downtrend with the bias up. It's just a difficult market. You lost the bullish embedded reading, which often results in price and the 18-week average coming together. So keep that in the back of your mind. The gold-silver ratio has favored silver all the way through. So yes, you've had days where silver's lost $1 to gold, but it's made a heck of a lot of ground up. Since it got under this 87 level, I mean, right here, it's still at 78, so it's still doing an excellent job on the bigger picture. And this is still in an uptrend with higher lows, higher highs, unlike what you have in the gold market. You'd have to take out here 28.73 to break that uptrend. The market is working off an overbought condition. Copper, the reason I say I think you're getting close to the main support, back to the key number, the 18-day average of closes, and this market has made a picture book story of staying over it mainly. So I'm thinking this is where it wears itself out. It's already come from 519 to 438, and that's one of the reasons. Is it reason to pick a bottom? Of course not, but it is a reason to pay good attention to what is going on. In the platinum market, you came from the top over a Bollinger back into layers of support, and they basically held. You're in an uptrend up until the market takes right out here, 945.70. I think the pros will get a little more ambitious between 965 and 958 and tighten up their stops that way. So we'll see if they do that. Now, in terms of news for tomorrow, what we have is the Dallas Federal Reserve, the manufacturing numbers. We'll see if they're better. They were a terrible minus 19.4, so you'd have to be real bad in order to beat those to the downside. And I want to remind everybody that one of the tools I use all the time here are pivot points. I don't know if you know what they are or not. But in pivot points, you're looking for a center line. Your charting software does this. It looks at the prior day's average. It's going to look at the prior days. Open, high, low, close. Those four numbers come into play. And from there's a formula where it finds the first resistance, the second, the first support, and the second. But I tie it together with momentum, which is what I've never seen anyone do on this of a 15-minute chart. I teach you how to do this. So when I'm putting up buy or sell there in my recommendations for my subscribers, when I'm doing that, sometimes the market's getting close to an objective to either enter the market or ideally take some profit. Stops take care of themselves. What if it's just missing it? I run over to these numbers and I go, now I see what's going on. It's probably not going to get there. Let's make a move. And that's how I do it. I've created a video course. You already have charting software. Go to iraepstein.com. And in that, go over to the free offers. You'll see the course there. Come over here, give that a click, and you can do it that way too. I'm Ira. I'll catch up with you first thing Monday morning. Have a good evening.